Quotes from Aldous Huxley.
A bad book is as much of a labor to write as a good one. It comes as sincerely from the author's soul.
Even bad books take serious effort and heart to create.
A man may be a pessimistic determinist before lunch and an optimistic believer in the will's freedom after it.
Moods can change how we view life, often just with a good meal.
After silence, that which comes nearest to expressing the inexpressible is music.
Music captures feelings words can't.
All gods are homemade, and it is we who pull their strings and so give them the power to pull ours.
We create gods and control them, only to let them control us.
An unexciting truth may be eclipsed by a thrilling lie.
Boring truths often lose out to exciting lies. Beauty is worse than wine. It intoxicates both the holder and beholder.
Beauty's power dazzles everyone, just like a strong wine. Consistency is contrary to nature, contrary to life. The only completely consistent people are dead.
Life is ever-changing. Only the dead never change.
Cynical realism is the intelligent man's best excuse for doing nothing in an intolerable situation. Smart folks use cynicism as a fancy excuse to avoid fixing bad situations.
De Sade is the one completely consistent and thoroughgoing revolutionary of history. De Sade took being a rebel to a whole new level, unlike anyone in history.
Dream in a pragmatic way.
Aim high, but keep your feet on the ground. Everyone who wants to do good to the human race always ends in universal bullying.
Trying to fix everyone often leads to pushing them around. Experience is not what happens to you, it's what you do with what happens to you.
Life's about how you handle what comes your way, not just the events themselves. Experience teaches only the teachable. Only those open to learning truly gain from experiences. Happiness is a hard master, particularly other people's happiness.
Making others happy is tough, but worth it.
Hell isn't merely paved with good intentions, it's walled and roofed with them. Yes, and furnished too.
Good intentions alone can create a trap, making a mess instead of helping.
I wanted to change the world, but I have found that the only thing one can be sure of changing is oneself. Changing the world starts with changing yourself. Idealism is the noble toga that political gentlemen drape over their will to power.
Idealism is often just a fancy cover for politicians' hunger for power.
It's with bad sentiments that one makes good novels.
Bad feelings often inspire great stories.
Like every man of sense and good feeling, I abominate work.
Work feels like a chore even to the smartest and kindest folks.
Man approaches the unattainable truth through a succession of errors.
We get closer to the truth by making mistakes along the way. Man is an intelligence in servitude to his organs. We're smart, but our body parts often call the shots. Men do not learn much from the lessons of history, and that is the most important of all the lessons of history.
History keeps teaching, but we're not great at learning.
People intoxicate themselves with work so they won't see how they really are. We work a lot to avoid facing who we truly are. Proverbs are always platitudes until you have personally experienced the truth of them.
Life lessons in Proverbs feel real only after you've lived them.
So long as men worship the Caesars and Napoleons will duly arise and make them miserable. Loving power-hungry leaders only leads to our own suffering. Sons have always a rebellious wish to be disillusioned by that which charmed their fathers.
Kids often want to challenge what their parents admired.
Specialized meaninglessness has come to be regarded in certain circles as a kind of hallmark of true science.
Some people think using complex nonsense is a sign of real science.
Technological progress has merely provided us with more efficient means for going backwards.
Tech advances, they just speed up our retreat.
That all men are equal is a proposition to which, at ordinary times, no sane human being has ever given his assent.
Not everyone truly believes we're all equal, despite what they say.
That men do not learn very much from the lessons of history is the most important of all the lessons of history.
History keeps teaching, but we're not great at learning.
The more powerful and original a mind, the more it will incline towards the religion of solitude.
Smart, unique thinkers often enjoy being alone.
The secret of genius is to carry the spirit of the child into old age, which means never losing your enthusiasm.
Stay curious and excited about life, just like a kid, and you'll always be a genius.
There is something curiously boring about somebody else's happiness.
Watching someone else be happy is surprisingly dull.
There's only one effectively redemptive sacrifice, the sacrifice of self-will to make room for the knowledge of God.
Letting go of ego opens the door to understanding God.
Thought must be divided against itself before it can come to any knowledge of itself.
To truly understand ourselves, our thoughts must first question themselves.
To his dog, every man is Napoleon, hence the constant popularity of dogs.
Dogs make us feel important and loved. That's why we adore them. To travel is to discover that everyone is wrong about other countries.
Traveling shows us that the world isn't just what we hear from others. We are all geniuses up to the age of 10. Kids are all brilliant, but growing up dims the sparkle.
What we feel and think and are is to a great extent determined by the state of our ductless glands and viscera.
Our emotions and thoughts are hugely influenced by our internal organs.
You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you mad.
Learning the truth might shock or upset you.